Dr. Holly, and today my question is about landscape architecture. And I'm thinking about this because, as you can see behind me, I'm sitting in front of my little garden. And I was thinking about, what flowers to plant where and what I have space for and what would look good and what, wouldn't impede people and all of that good stuff. And so I just want to learn more about how people do that on a larger scale, even a smaller scale. So how do people figure out what trees to put where and how much space plants will take and where to put sidewalks and other things, like where do you put a fountain and how do you know and all that stuff. So I'm going to ask someone who can help me. Be back.
Hi, my name is Danielle Freeman Jefferson, and I'm a third-year landscape architecture student at North Carolina A&T. As Dr. Holly said, landscape architecture is a very, very broad field, and it could be anywhere from your front lawn to a cityscape when you get into parks planning and stuff like that. So I just kind of wanted to show you guys one of my projects that I did for school and just kind of explain things, kind of go through the motions. Let's check it out. The project that I'm going to show y'all today is called the Muddy Creek Natural Playground. It's a 4.4 acre neighborhood park that's not too far from North Carolina A&T, also known as Cumberland Courts Playground. We were tasked with creating it and making it into a naturalistic playscape, which is just really good for kids in a bunch of different ways. It facilitates their minds and facilitates empathy and problem-solving skills and critical thinking and things like that. There are a lot of different things that we can use in parks and just anywhere really that facilitate the type of good thinking skills that we love in kids. It's a whole bunch of different types of site elements that we can use. First thing, we start out with our site analysis. So we take the site now and we just kind of like analyze it. Where are the high points and low points? Where do people walk? Where do people drive? What kind of structures are already there? And then we put our own designs over top of it, keeping in context like the different types of elevations there are. I chose to do kind of a maze of pathways, which you can see better here in my revised plan. I kind of made it a maze because, facilitate that mystery, the wandering kind of like, ooh, what's around this corner? Ooh, what's around this corner? And like the little pockets, I have bird houses and things like that. And the whole thing up here is a pollinator garden, and then it flows down into like more naturalistic play and social gathering spaces and things like that for parents. And then of course, rocks across the creek where it's a James River. This is the final project. All the little different dots are different trees and different plants. I have a lot of naturalistic play structures down there and a walkway for older folks, the walking track. Then again, you can see the pollinator garden, the gathering space and stuff like that. We were told to quantify our site elements, and we also had to quantify our trees. And what goes into this is basically like how much money the city saves from there being so many trees on the site. They save money in water filtration, air filtration, property value, things like that. Very interesting. And so the perspectives are very, very important in landscape architecture, just because if you just look at that, you have no idea what's going on. So we kind of want to put you in the site, and there are a lot of programs that can do that now, but I want to put you in the site so you can really see where all the walkways are. You can feel how it feels to walk through the walkways, and you can see there's like a multi-generational thing going on here. Really want to facilitate multi-generational communities. Also want to facilitate just kind of like interaction with water and different types of nature and things like that. So of course you can hop across the creek with the rocks. Very important that kids have like random mounds. Not very important, but random mounds are fun for kids. They're fun in general, but just different elements that make up naturalistic playscapes that can really really help kids in their developmental years. Of course, another multi-generational kind of picture. We have a Zen Garden here, and we have some grapevines also, because we really want to make sure that kids are getting access to foods. And a lot of different projects that I do have community gardens in them. This one less so, just because there's a community garden near. But again, these are tables that you can like play at with your kids. They're sand tables. You take the top off and the sand underneath is pretty neat. Yeah, so that's a lower energy one, lower energy playscape right there for toddlers. So these are the sections, and they're important because you see what's going on underneath, and they're especially important in projects like this one. This is a great graphic by EDSA. It's a great firm. Here you can see some more kind of graphics that we pay attention to in landscape architecture. This is why sections are really important, so you can kind of tell what's going on underneath the site. Because surprise, things happen underneath the site. I hope you liked it. So that was a medium-sized project that kind of hit on everything. It hit on food access, green space access, multi-generational communities. It kind of touched on water filtration and things like that. I couldn't say everything because that's a lot. That's a lot. But definitely, if you guys have any questions, let me know. And shout out to your local landscape architect. And if they want to give me an internship, they can. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much for talking about your project, Danielle. It was really interesting. And I just see all of the added value to that and all that goes into landscape architecture. So very much appreciate you explaining one of your projects to us. Be well, enjoy, and look at the beauty out in nature.